Welcome to my channel, The Whispers of Secrets. I share new life stories here every day, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe, like this video, and turned on notifications so you never miss one. Now, let's dive into today's story. I'm sure you'll love it if you keep listening till the end. That evening, the remote clicked, and silence fell over the family room like a heavy curtain. I was sitting in my favorite green velvet armchair, the one I'd bought with my first Social Security check after my husband passed away 15 years ago. Fresh coffee cooled on the end table, and the kitchen smelled of warm apple pie. The television murmured the evening news softly. This was my quiet time, when my joints finally relaxed and I could just exist, serving no one. The front door slammed like a thunderclap. I didn't need to look up, I knew exactly who it was. Mark stormed in like he owned the place. Behind him, my daughter Sarah trailed in with shopping bags, her shoulders slumped, eyes fixed on the floor as if she was apologizing for taking up space. Mark stopped right in front of the TV, blocking my view. He snorted, the way he always did when he caught me doing nothing. He snatched the remote and hit the power button. The screen went black. "Go to your room, old woman," he barked. "I've got the game on tonight. This family room is mine now." The air grew thick. I could hear his short, arrogant breaths, like his shouting had somehow earned him the right to everything. Slowly, I turned my gaze to Sarah. She stood frozen in the kitchen doorway, knuckles white around the bag handles. Our eyes met. I waited for just one thing, for her to say, "Don't you dare talk to my mother like that. This is her house." Instead, Sarah dropped her gaze and started fiddling with a bag, like something inside had suddenly shifted. That small gesture hit harder than any yell. Mark's words, Sarah's silence, it was betrayal wrapped in quiet. A cold, clear calm washed over me. Not rage, not shame, just icy clarity. 35 years working at the county recorder's office teaches you one thing: words fade, but documents last forever. I stood slowly. My knees clicked. In that heavy silence, the sound felt final. Mark was already sprawling across my couch, unbuttoning his shirt, grabbing a soda without a glance my way. In his world, I'd become invisible furniture long ago. I walked past him to my bedroom, not to hide or cry, like they probably expected. I opened the bottom dresser drawer, pulled out a stiff leather bank pouch, and from the very back, a blue folder secured with a rubber band. Inside were the papers that mattered: the original bill of sale, the current deed. Owner: Margaret A. Thompson. The edges were yellowed, but the title was ironclad. In the mirror, I saw my short silver hair, glasses on a chain, linen pants, and navy blouse. I looked like the sweet grandma who bakes cookies. That was my quiet advantage. As long as grandma keeps feeding the wolves, they think they're kings. The moment she stops, their power crumbles. I walked back to the family room. Mark had cranked up the sports channel. Sarah clattered dishes in the kitchen, choosing silence over standing up for me. My heels clicked on the hardwood as I headed for the front door. Mark glanced over, smirked, and raised his soda. "Taking a walk, Margaret? Don't get lost, at your age." I didn't answer. I turned the deadbolt, paused for one last look around. The framed riverfront print, the rug I vacuumed every Saturday, Mark's back, Sarah's shadow in the kitchen. I touched the keys in my pocket. The cold metal felt alive. I stepped outside, closed the door firmly but quietly, like ending a chapter. The evening air was crisp. I locked the gate from the outside, walked to the street, and hailed a cab. "Grand Hyatt downtown," I told the driver. In the car, I pulled out my phone. My fingers trembled, not from fear, but from reclaimed power. I scrolled to a contact I hadn't called in years but knew would answer: William H. Carter, attorney at law. We'd worked in the same building for decades. He handled property disputes, I processed deeds. "Margaret, it's almost 9. Everything okay?" "I woke up," I said, watching city lights blur past. "I need your help. I have court tomorrow morning. This is urgent, my mental health and my property." "I'm listening. I want to evict 2 tenants." A pause. "But you live with your daughter and son-in-law." "Exactly. The house is mine. They've stayed 4 years, no lease, all on my dime. I'm terminating their gratuitous use. I need a notice to quit, personal service." William didn't hesitate. I'll send my junior associate, Ethan Reed. Sharp, professional, crisp suit. He'll deliver it clean. Perfect. 30 days is fine, but include a note, they have 24 hours to grasp reality. Upon vacating, bill them for back rent and holding over. You're determined. I'm wounded. And a wounded woman who knows the law is dangerous. The taxi pulled up at the hotel. The doorman opened my door with more respect than Mark had shown me in years. No luggage, he asked kindly. Just my purse, I said quietly, and the dignity I just took back. The room smelled of lavender and fresh linens. I turned on my favorite channel, set the volume exactly how I liked it, ordered soup and a glass of red wine. I ate slowly, thinking clearly. My house, my rules, finally. I pictured tomorrow morning, the doorbell, Ethan's calm finger pressing it, delivering the law's quiet knock. I slept soundly, like someone finally in control. The next morning, I signed everything at William's office. Ethan was already on his way. I waited in reception, sipping coffee, watching the clock tick toward consequences. At 9:30, my phone buzzed. Sarah. I let it ring 3 times before answering. Mom, there's a man here, Ethan, with papers. Mark is screaming. What is going on? Where are you? Ethan is the attorney's associate, I said calmly. Ask your husband to lower his voice. Read the notice aloud. Tell him the old woman isn't available for yelling today. But it says eviction, 30 days. Mom, have you lost your mind? For the first time in years, Sarah, I'm completely clear-headed. Read it. Do what it says. Less screaming is better. I ended the call. Silence returned like flipping a switch. Over the next hours, I turned off every utility in my name, internet, cable with the sports package, the supplementary card Sarah used. Not cancelled, suspended. Felt, not painful. Texts poured in. I ignored them. I bought new clothes, crisp trousers, white blouse, beige blazer, low-heeled pumps. A uniform for boundaries. By afternoon, Sarah showed up at the hotel lobby, frantic. I met her downstairs, calm in my new armor. We talked. I explained. 30 days, no utilities, no cards. This wasn't revenge, it was order. She begged, blamed, bargained. I held firm. If your marriage depends on my house and my money, I told her gently, it's not love, it's a hostage situation. And you're the hostage. She left angry, but something shifted in her eyes. The next day, at William's office, Mark blustered about rights. I laid out the deed, the gambling losses, the lies. Sarah saw the broker statements, 0 savings, massive debt. Truth hit her like cold water. Mark stormed out. Sarah stayed behind, whispering, I didn't get in his car. Good, I said. Walk. Breathe. Choose yourself. 30 days later, the moving truck came. They left. I returned, opened every window, scrubbed every trace, painted the walls soft peach. Sarah rented her own small apartment, filed for divorce, started paying her own way. Now she visits as a guest, tea, conversation, no keys, no staying over. I started a weekly gathering for neighbors, tea at 4 sharp on Wednesdays. We talk wills, separate accounts, passwords, boundaries. No one signs away their home out of fear anymore. The green armchair is mine again. The remote is mine. The volume is exactly how I like it. And that's my story. Ownership isn't just keys and deeds, it's the right to your own silence, your own space, your own life. Thank you for listening. If this touched you, please like, subscribe, and comment below. What city are you watching from, and what time is it there? I'd love to know. See you tomorrow with another Whisper of Secrets.